Hi YouTube. The mess you see in front of you is a selection of the things that I wore a lot in September. So it's really what my September favourites in the sense of reaching for them quite a lot on a regular basis were. If I had to pick one product that probably stood out for me this month, which was a new product, would actually be one of the cheapest, and it's this Maybelline product, which isn't showing up too well. It's the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer, and I would have to thank Miss Glamorazzi, who is very well known and posts on YouTube. I think it was one of her possibly older videos that made me go out and look for this when I was in Superdrug. So I wouldn't normally have even looked at highlighting products from one of the cheaper drugstore ranges. But I got this. I think it's probably about £6-7, and in fact there was, if I remember correctly, a deal on, so I didn't even pay that because I bought several products. And I have to say, I think it's a fantastic product. The downside is it's, as you would expect, quite cheap, lightweight packaging. I think the volume of what's in here, I'm struggling actually to see what the volume is. I mean, my impression is it's quite a small amount of product for the price. So I've talked about this before. It can be a bit misleading when a product is quite cheap in what looks to be a fairly standard industry size, but in fact doesn't have much in. So I have used quite a lot of this. But having said that, I think it's a fantastic concealer illuminator because it has a bit more coverage than the famous product, for example, Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, which is a pure highlighter, has very little actual concealer coverage to cover up dark circles. So if you have dark circles, as I have, it's not a product to use on its own, and it means you're using, well, for me, at least 3 under-eye products because I always wear an eye cream with a sunscreen during the day. So that's at least product number 1. Then if I have to put on concealer and illuminator, that's 3 products. And frankly, apart from the time element, I don't really want to be caking on that amount of product in that delicate eye area. So if I can get one product that conceals and illuminates, and there are several. I like the Lizelle pen as well, but this is fantastic, and it really does have a good illumination as well. So I pack it on down into the sort of triangle between the nose and the cheekbone as well, and I think it gives a really good effect. So I've been wearing this very regularly. I will definitely buy it again when it runs out. It's fantastic. So that would be if I went for just one product. The other very close to that, and I've shown this before, this unfortunately is the other end of the spectrum. It's a very high-end, expensive product from Burberry, and worse yet, I think it's a limited edition. So although they're still, or were when I last looked about a fortnight ago, available on Burberry counters, I don't think they will be for much longer because they were part of the summer-spring collection, and it's called Burberry Glow, and again, not showing up brilliantly. 4 very neutral squares of colour ranging from, you know, the pure sort of barley white through to slightly darker, which you can blend together with a brush to give a contouring. Bronzing would be overstating it because it's a very subtle colour, but it definitely gives what it says, a glow. I mean, it's hardly showing up there. Looks very boring, but I promise you, on dull English complexions, it looks really good. And in addition, I use the individual shades with a small eye brush, this one to highlight, and any of these to add definition to my eye, often over eye makeup later in the day, because this is a product that I carry around in my handbag for touch-ups during the day, and it's really versatile, really subtle but effective, and I've worn it a lot throughout the summer, but certainly in September. One of the products that I got late in the day, and I've talked about it, again, one that's very popular on YouTube, and I've only had it a couple of weeks, but I've been using it a lot since then, is the Dior powder shimmer powder. Again, I think a discontinued product, although it's still around. I got mine a couple of weeks ago. A really good highlighter if you like sheen, then this is a good one. And again, you can pick out the individual colours to highlight different areas of your face, particularly the eyes. Loving it, used it a lot. Been trying various foundations. This is the one that I happen to have used the most, partly because I've been travelling a lot. It's been a convenient size. Shiseido Perfect Refining Foundation. I like it. Gives a nice, not totally matte, but pretty matte finish. Good coverage. Easy to use. Downsize expensive for a tiny bottle. It's very fluid rather than creamy. If I'm honest, I prefer a slightly creamier formulation, but I like it and I've been using it a lot, getting good results. Eyeshadows. I've been using an old favourite for many. I haven't had it that long. I hadn't used it very much until this month, Naked 2. My downside is that there's just the two mattes, teas here, the sort of matte brownie taupe, and the highlight over here, Foxy. All the others are shimmery shades. Well, there's the blackout, which I don't really use because I prefer to use an eye pencil. But I really do like the shades. You can do all sorts of combinations to give a good neutral eye. I really like Pistol and Verve over here, and YDK. Nice brush with it, easy palette to bung in a bag, gets banged around, doesn't damage. So I've been using that a lot. Of cheap eyeshadows, this L'Oreal Colour Appeal, I mean it's not super cheap, I think it's about £7, but if you're used to buying MACs and Burberrys, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I think this is a dupe for one of the MAC shades, which a satin taupe, that's the one. I think this is a great dupe for it, and that's a versatile shade. I've used it a lot. Other end of the spectrum, Burberry. Again, I haven't had this product very long, but in the few weeks since I have, this one was actually a freebie with Mulberry, which I like as well, but I've been using Midnight Brown. If I just use one eyeshadow washed over the whole lid and into the crease, it's this one. It lasts beautifully. The finish is better than any finish of any eyeshadow, other eyeshadows I own. I had previously said Dior eyeshadows were the silkiest. These Burberry ones beat even them. Again, they're incredibly pricey, £22 each, fabulously packed. But, you know, just you can wear that, or I certainly can wear that one eyeshadow with a bit of liner and mascara and look good to go. Really simple, everyday, neutral look for work. I've worn a lot of different lipsticks. This is the one that I've probably worn the most, although I've been wearing Tom Ford recently since I bought a new one, and I wear Spanish Pink, a lot of his. But this one is Field Rose, great neutral. Although I've worn it, you know, pretty much every other day, I haven't made that much progress in it. Great formulation, feels really nice, neutral look. And for powder, it's not meant to be an ordinary powder. It's actually an illuminating, highlighting powder. But honestly, the shimmer is so subtle that this Chanel from last winter is the one that I've been using as my finishing powder. So those have been my absolutely favourite products this September. Looking forward to doing some bolder looks for autumn and I'll let you know about those next month. Bye for now.